bring out the best in people, to encourage them to achieve their greatness and support them in their dreams.
You get from being a loser, low self-esteem, doubt, and fear. And if you can find your way on this side, guys, it's sweeter on this side. I don't want nothing from you but for you to leave this room and know what you want. How do you want to live? Stop just waking up like an accident. What do you want? And then once you find out what you want, spend the rest of your natural life waking up and going after it. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me, and I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press forward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day. I'm going to do everything in my power to become a victor and not a victim.
Wherever you are in life, ladies and gentlemen, you've got comeback power. I don't care how low you are. I don't care what you have done. I don't care what you have experienced. I don't care how devastated your life might appear to be, the shambles it might be in. There's a power in you that can enable you to be stronger and better than anything that's out here.
You never look at yourself in the mirror and say, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do you and treat you any kind of way, it's going to become a culture.
The things you're about to hear are the powerful inner thoughts going on inside the mind of a champion. This is the inner symphony of greatness, the epic soundtrack of success. I was born a champion. I was raised a champion. I got champion in my bloodline. I've always been a champion. I will always be a champion. When I close my eyes and die, I will be a champion. On my headstone, they will write champion. Every time they mention my name, they will say champion. My legacy is champion. My obituary will read champion. Every time they mention my name, they will say champion. Because I am a champion. Every day that I get up, I say good morning, champion. When I look in the mirror, I see a champion. When I go to the gym, I work out like a champion. When I eat like a champion. And the stuff I read makes me an even better champion. The stuff I put in my mind is champion. Because all day I am a champion. From sunrise to sundown, from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them, I am a champion. I pray, I think, I speak, I walk like a champion. No loss, no setback, no mistake will ever change that. I'm a conqueror, born to succeed, anointed to prosper, blessed and unstoppable, and I will arise out of the ashes because my God will not fail me, because I am, always have been, and always will be a champion. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I can do all things because with God, all things are possible, and I am a champion doing the impossible. Failure is not an option. I refuse to concede because I'm a champion when I bleed. My blood is champion, and anything that stands in my way, I will go through it, over it, around it, because I am a champion. Nothing can stop me. Blessed and unstoppable. I am the undefeated, undisputed, never beaten champion of the world. The world says I'm a loser. I get up every day and go to war with that statement. They think I'm lazy. I'm hungrier than ever. Beast mode, I'm eating all competition. The devil says I've got no money. Money comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly in God's perfect way. world says I'm crazy. The world belongs to the bold. They remind me of the losses I've taken. They say I'll never recover. I serve the God of restoration. I will make a comeback. They say you can't pay your bills with dreams. Success will come off the assembly line of my mind. They say I only have average talent. Hard work and discipline are the great equalizer. Why don't you get a 9-to-5, a normal job that pays every week? Because I'm the head and not the tail, above, not below. I was strategically designed for greatness. It looks like your God has forgotten you. My God will never leave me nor forsake me. You really believe all that stuff you're saying? Destiny is obligated by universal law to concede to the demands of unwavering faith, and I believe I'm a champion, committed, hungry, dedicated, fearless, bold, never wavering, full of faith, anointed, prosperous, strong, righteous, focused, disciplined, willing to do whatever it takes to be a champion. I will arise one day to make a fool out of all those who doubted me. I will live with no fear. I will boldly attack the things that scare me. They will not stop me on my destiny. No health issues. No job issues, no financial issues, no relationship issues. Nothing shall stand in the way of my divine calling because I am a champion. I was born a champion, raised a champion. I've always been a champion, will always be a champion. My legacy is champion. It's all said and done on my headstone. They will write champion.
Awesome. Awesome. Hope you guys was able to get some good vibes from that right there. Billy Alsbrooks definitely is a great motivator in my mind. I appreciate everybody for hopping on today. Guys, let's get interactive. All right, let's break some ice. Let me know where everybody's from. All right, let me know where everybody is from. All right, go ahead, type it in the chat. Where's everyone from? All right, RJ. Brooklyn in the house. I'm from Illinois, Midwest. We got Houston. AL, Alabama. I almost said Atlanta. We got Tampa. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, 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 guys. So look here, guys. I won't be before you long on the motivation tip. I spent some time several sessions ago on the psychology of trade. I mean, trust me, don't get me wrong, it's very important. It's very important. But I just wanted Billy Alsbrooks, so I wanted him to mostly give you guys a motivation, to kind of just get the blood pumping on today, guys. This video is recorded, this webinar is recorded. So if you guys want the link to the recording, please just contact me, contact me on Facebook, Instagram, and the webinar, social media, et cetera, et cetera. So guys, the first thing I wanted to go over on today, guys, is very important. That's very important is to at least clear your mind. All right, when you are trading, clear your mind when you are trading. Sometimes I have traded when I'm upset. I've traded when I've been distracted, and you could be experiencing some drawdown and you're wondering like what the heck is going on. My life is just turning sideways, et cetera, right? So one thing I've learned to do is, I listen to some motivation before I started trading. I listen to some positivity each and every morning. All right. And also one thing I recognize with myself is sometimes you know what to do, but you're not taking actions on doing it. So one thing I did, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys. If you guys were at the convention this past, what was it? Just last month, right? It was in September. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys were at the IML convention. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you guys were at the IML convention. Now, there's a purpose as to why I'm going over this with you guys on today. So Christopher Terry, he challenged he challenged the entire room. He challenged the entire room, and he pretty much said, look here, whoever has a trading plan, come up. Okay, whoever has a trading plan, come up to the front. He literally reviewed your trading plan. He will call you out, say, nope, that's not a trading plan. Or, hey, if you had a trading plan, he allowed you to stay up front of the room. And I believe he had about 25 people that he said they had a good trading plan. He gave them $1,000 of Bitcoin. So I wasn't one of them. I wish I was, but because I wasn't one of them guys, it motivated me to actually develop a trading plan. So there's an article that Christopher Terry did. Let me see if I can find it. Then I can put it in the chat for you guys. Christopher Terry trading plan. I recommend you guys do this. Download the trade. Is that it? No, I don't think that's it. Let's see. Oh, yep, this is it. Guys, I'm going to put this inside the chat for you guys. All right, I recommend you guys copy it, okay, and paste it somewhere. All right, so within this trading plan, it essentially gives you the guidelines, okay? Give you some guidelines. I won't go over everything, guys, but as you guys can see, essentially here's some strategies that I'm even working on myself. I got some drawdown rules, looking at my compensation plan. This is my goal as far as what I want to hit per week and what I want to be withdrawing. So guys, it's definitely powerful. So again, sometimes we as traders, we know what to do, but yet we're not taking action to actually do it. Okay, so guys, let's get ready. Let's get ready for an awesome session. This trade that you guys are seeing right now, I actually left it up just because I am so mad. I marked this trade up. What time was this? I marked this trade up earlier today, this morning, because this essentially is a pattern for a flag. It's a continuation pattern. And I was supposed to have Mark enter the trade up here, and look at the mark is already gone. So I am a little bit a little bit heated that I didn't take this trade. So really what I'm going to wait for right here is just a nice little pullback to essentially test the low, and then, to take the rest of that trade. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I was a little bit upset, but hey, we live and we learn. Guys, during my sessions, we've gone over several topics. All right, during my session, we've gone over we've gone over how to count pips. I've shown everybody how to set up a demo account. If you have a demo account, put a 1 in the chat for me, okay? If you're already a beginner, if you already even entered a trade, whether it was a win or a loss, just put a 1 in the chat. If you've never traded before, if you don't even have a demo account, put a 2 in the chat. All right, I just want to know what's my audience, who I'm working with. All right, because I definitely want everyone to be able to follow along. All right, I got Caitlin. All right, cool. No problem. All right, and I got a few people that have demo accounts traded before. Okay, cool. So, Caitlin, please do not worry. I definitely appreciate your courage for hopping on because what I'm going to go over tonight, everybody can take notes on and everybody can do it, all right? So, guys, what I want to cover on today is trend lines. Okay, I want to cover trend lines and I want to cover structure. All right, so I'm going to essentially be looking. Oh, I think I know which pair I want. I'm going to go over trend lines today, guys, and I'm going to go over structure. Structure. I believe this is the one that I want. All right, here we go. All right, structure. All right. Trend lines. All right, but first thing is first, guys, I want to go over structure. All right, I've went over this before. All right, guys, and I've explained this, but I'm going to reiterate it once more. All right, the market is going to move in one out of three ways. All right, either market is going to be trending up, market's either going to consolidate and go sideways, okay, or the market is going to be trending down. You guys see that? All right. That's pretty much what the market did. It pretty much trended, went into consolidation, and then just say, okay, yeah, I'm about to go for a nice tank, all right, to the bottom, all right? Now, one of the things that I had to learn over time was that there is a such thing called structure in the market. Okay, now I won't go over the the whole definition of Elliott waves. I won't go over the Fibonacci and the retracement levels and things of that nature. I'm just gonna go over impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback. Okay, and then I will at least show you an ideal structure move, but sometimes the market doesn't always move in that fashion. All right, so what do I mean by structure? Okay, what I like to view this here as structure. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean that the market essentially had an impulse. And what do I mean by impulse? I mean, literally, this is like a big slide. Okay, it's not choppy like you see over here. It's not choppy, right? I mean, it's pretty much just going down. So I will look at that to be my impulse, all right? Or my wave one, you can say. Okay, and then market does what it does best. It has to correct itself. Okay, in other words, this is a pullback. All right, now I'm using terminology. Okay, I'm using terminology for you guys that are going through the IML Academy. Okay, so I hope that you guys are going through it diligently. Okay, and then as we're going over some of this, all right, that some of this is resonating with you. All right, so essentially, guys, you have the impulse. That's your wave one. Pullback, your wave two. Here's another impulse, guys, where again it's not choppy like you're seeing here. This is pretty much a straight down move. All right. All right. And then essentially your market went sideways here, but essentially that's correction. All right, that's a correction, right? The market doesn't necessarily have to go back up here. It's a correction. All right, before then the market continues to go down. Pull back, go down, pull back, and then it comes back down. All right. Do you guys see the structure of the market? If you guys were able to understand that, just put a 3 in the chat. All right. So when I look at structure, one, I'm looking for impulse. All right. And then two, I'm looking for my pullback. All right, some people may call this even a flag. Okay, cool. All right. So again, I still got it in this form. We got it here. So now your ideal structure is going to be what they call an Elliott wave. Okay, what is meant by Elliott wave? So I'm going to draw an uptrend. Okay, draw uptrend here. An Elliott wave would essentially look like this. Let's just say it's an ideal Elliott wave. You got one push up. That's your correction. All right, your second wave. Okay, that's your third or fourth wave. And then boom, that's your fifth. All right, so I'm going to number this for you guys. All right, I'm going to number this real quick. All right, so we're essentially at 0, 0 to 1. You got 2, push 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. Okay, you got the wave 4. Okay, then your wave 5. So essentially, guys, you have 3 pushes in the market. Some people say pushes. Okay, and I'm going to spell this out for you guys. All right, no worries. All right, some people will say pushes, or some people will say waves. All right, so you know what I'm saying? Get used to people using different terminology. Recognize that that's okay. Okay, but I want you guys to at least be aware of what is being discussed. Okay, now I know someone had mentioned trend lines. Okay, so that's essentially, I believe it was RJ. So that's what I want to discuss with you guys on today is trend lines. Okay, and what is the importance or the significance of a trend line? Okay, now let me make sure that you are aware of this. Okay, a trend line only works for a trending market. A trend line only works for a trending market. So I'm going to use this right here as an example. This trend here as an example, right? All right, and then we're going to go back to our Elliott wave. Okay, we're going to go back to our Elliott wave. So for instance, a trend line, right? So we broke out of this consolidation zone. Does everybody see this? All right, essentially, I can't create a trend line. The market isn't trending if I can draw a line straight through and it's hitting each and every wave. Okay, essentially what you could do when you know that you are in a consolidation zone, you can literally draw a box. All right, and then that box will essentially cover the majority of the movement, right? But if I'm in a trending market such as what we see here, you're not going to be able to really draw a box, right? You're going to have your trend is going to be your support, all right, or resistance, right? So let's draw a trend. So for instance, guys, the very first thing that I do, all right, so we see all of this here. Market begins to break. It has a pullback, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. All right, market breaks out and has a pullback right there. Okay, the very next thing that I do is I come down here to my low, all right, and I then draw a line. Okay, I then draw a line to touch this very low here. All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there. Okay, now do I know whether or not the market can break beyond this point? No, I don't know yet, right? But because I see that the market began to turn to the upside, I'm just going to draw my trend line here and I'm going to see how the market will respect this trend. Okay, so let's continue to follow this, all right? Market comes up. Okay, here's another slight pullback, all right? Now, I see that the market continues to go up, right? So this right here may not be the best area to put my trend. So I'm just going to shift my line over, all right, to right there so that it touches the bottom here. All right. So guys, again, I want to see how does this market respect my trend line? Okay. Now, typically what I do, I like to extend it way beyond that, right? So I can see how well the market will respect it. And as you guys can see, as I continue to draw on this, market goes up, slight pullback right here with this wick. Hold on one second here. Let me move this to the back so my candles are more visible there. So it's like a little light wick right there. You guys see that? So it's respecting the trend. All right. Market continues to go up. Move out my way. Market continues to go up. And then you get these slight pullbacks. All right, market goes up and then pullback. Now, that right there is essentially how I like to draw my trends. Okay, and as you guys can see, all right, every time the market went to pull back, it essentially respected the trend line. All right, now let's go back to our ideal Elliott wave. Let's go back to our ideal Elliott wave. All right, and so again, guys, before the end, you guys will really understand the purpose or the significance of the trend line. All right, that's why that's going to be the end goal for today. So let's essentially draw this up once more. All right, because I want to make sure you guys got it. I'm going to paint this. Let's say I'm paint this red. All right, so again, guys, we had our first wave. Okay, I'm going to wait to see the market pull back and then begin to go back up to the upside. So again, hey, here is my first. So I had data point 1 is where I start, data point 2. All right, so now I have 2 data points. Okay, I'm going to start my trend line. Okay. So market goes up on this third wave. Okay. So wave 1, 0 to 1, wave 2, 1 to 2, wave 3 is 2 to 3. All right, and then market comes here for our ideal case. I will go ahead and move this closer for our ideal case. All right, move out of my way. That's what I wanted. All right. And so again, we see how this market continues to respect the trend. All right. And then let's just say for kicks, I'm going to draw something out for you guys here. All right. Market can do something like this. Now I'm going to just draw this out. I'm going to see if you guys can catch on to it by the end of the session. Okay. I'm going to draw out this scenario. All right. So let's go over this again, guys. Again, what are we talking about? We're talking about trends. Okay. And we're talking about the significance of a trend. Number one, I want you guys to get is this. Every time the market, I'm looking for my eclipse. Here we go. Ellipse. Every time the market touches a trend, guys, that is a significant data point to keep in mind. Now, for me, again, I showed you guys earlier that what I like to see, guys, is my first two data points. I'm going to connect my first two data points by drawing a trend line. Okay. And then after that, I want to see how well the market supports this trend. All right. Now, what I did not inform you guys of, all right, if you guys have been on my sessions, you guys already know that these long rectangles that I have color coded gray, these are my significant areas or critical zones for reversals. Critical zones for reversals. Okay. Now, for instance, here, okay, this is my second data point, right? So after the market pushes up, all right, and it creates. So let's just draw an ideal market here. Let me go to my brush. I know sometimes we can get caught up in thinking that the market just moves straight up and down, right? Let's say the market's just moving like this, right? Then eventually it turns back this way. Guess what? Because my market surpassed this previous level, right? Now this is now my support. Get out of my way. This zone, I am literally looking to see what confirmation along this trend line and along this support zone, what confirmation will the market give me to enter a buy to catch the rest of this move? Okay. Does everybody see that? Does everybody see the importance of the trend line? Literally because I connected my first two data points. Okay. I drew this trend line out. Now there's no guarantee, but in this area, I'm waiting to see if the market is going to give me a indication for a buy here. All right, RJ, so guys, if you guys have any questions, yes, please feel free to take RJ's lead and ask any questions in the chat. With the market hitting a critical zone and touching it and ongoing would be enough for a double confirmation. It could be. It could be, RJ. Some people pretty much say that, your market will respect the trend line at least. So some people consider this as one. Let's just say this is my one, my first hit, my second hit, right? Typically, your second hit is going to be a good one, all right? I would personally say that it depends on where in the market it is. Like if I'm right here in the middle, the trend line, you can say is one confirmation, but the critical zone would be my second confirmation, right? All right. Now, what I would also be looking for is a reversal pattern. All right. So sometimes, guys, you can have a harmonic pattern. I'm just going to draw something up here. All right. Where's my? So, for instance, you guys could have. Let me think of something. You guys could have something like this, right? That essentially touches there and then says, okay, yep, it's going to enter a buy. So that could be a third confirmation. In this area here, you can have a double bottom, towards here. And then, so there's several confirmations, RJ, that you can add on, right? But again, just going over trends, because I drew my trend line, and also I'm noticing that, okay, this is in a critical zone, then that could be, RJ, my double confirmation that I may be looking for to say, okay, what? I'm going to be looking for a buy signal here. Okay. So now let's keep going. Let's keep going. So again, here we go. Market, let me go to my brush. Market continues up. Now let's say we were smart. All right, and we caught this buy right here. So guys, we making money. We making money. Okay, we see the market coming down. It's reversing. You know, we may say, okay, let's take profit there. Cool. All right, we added a trade. We took profit. We winning, guys. All right. So then your market continues to come down here. Now again, I'm on my trend line. This is my 1, 2. This is my 3rd hit of the trend line. I've been hearing others say that there's a 50-50 chance that the market may respect the trend line on the 3rd hit. All right. So again, RJ, if I was in your shoes, I'm going to be looking for another confirmation other than just a saying, hey, your trend is your friend. Right. I want another confirmation. What confirmation can I get from this? If you guys have paid attention, or as you guys may have recognized it already, for those of you that are a little bit more advanced, all right? If you guys have recognized, let's just draw up a minor zone. Let's draw up a minor zone here. If you guys recognize that where the market began to pull back is near my previous high, okay, where the market reversed. Now remember, where the market used as resistance, when it breaks through, it can then use it as support. Okay, so RJ, if you definitely are one that's like, yo, I like my trend lines. I like to see if my market's gonna respect my trend line. Okay, you may not be at a critical zone, but are you at a minor zone? Okay, where the market previously used this as resistance and now it can use this as support. Okay, so you guys can literally see how structure, looking at pushes and waves, depending on whatever terminology you want to use, right? You guys can really see how critical it is, because essentially I just gave you, you could have entered a buy here if you wanted. Here, right here was your second buy, because you already know that you're in a structure. You guys seen one wave, pullback, second wave, you know a pullback has to come to this trend line, right? And then you're going to be waiting for that buy. So there goes one big move. And then here's a potential second buy or third buy trade off of this one structure and one trend line. All right. If that just made sense to you guys, just put a 4 in the chat for me. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, George. I see. Is this a 4 hour, 1 hour? This is a 4 hour chart. This is a 4 hour chart. Okay. But remember, regardless of you looking at a 4 hour, 1 hour, you can find your trend lines on either time frame, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. So guys, 1 second. Let me send out the link for this Zoom. I forgot to send it out to several people, so they're about to be mad. 1 second. But luckily, they got the recording. So, ouch. All right. Forgot to send that out. All right. So, what did we just go over again, guys? I'm just going to repeat it one more time. Number one, we found structure. Okay. What do I mean by structure? Let's label this out. All right. So, you have, let's just say you have push number 1. Okay. Then you have your pullback. Some people even say use the terminology a correction. Okay, which is fine. Which is fine. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those guys that tell you, you have to say one or the other. Okay. So you got your push 1, you got a pullback. All right. Then you got your push 2. What's going to come after the push 2? Come on, guys. Let me know. What's going to come after the push 2? just another pullback. Okay. And how do you guys know a pullback is coming? Why? Because whenever you create a trend line, if it is a trend line that the market is going to respect, it has to come back to this trend line here. It has to come back. I don't care if the market did something like this and went all the way up there. Guess what's going to happen? You better be ready to make some money on the down end, because it's going to come back to this trend line if it is a trend line that the market will respect. Okay? If it is a trend line that the market would truly respect, it will come back here. Okay? So we got the pullback. Okay? Now, after the pullback, again, if we're looking at an Elliott wave, our ideal Elliott wave, guys, you're going to have your 3 pushes. Okay? You're going to have your 3 pushes. You guys see that? All right. So I hope I made this clear. Now, do we all know that the market cannot go up forever? Okay. We all know that the market cannot go up forever. So again, I'm going to go back to this example over here. All right. This is the New Zealand USD pair. Delete that. So again, I'm going to delete all of this. Oh gosh, I got a lot to delete. If you guys are getting some good value out of today, just even going over the Elliott wave, just put a 5 in the chat for me. All right, let me know. When I review my recordings, I want to know that I'm giving out some good value. I hope I'm not sitting here wasting your time. All right. I just want to know. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So for instance, guys, we're going to go back to this trend that we looked up earlier. Okay. So remember, again, the market just kept trending up. We had an impulse, pull back, up, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back. Okay. So again, now remember, your market cannot go up forever. All right. It has to. I'm going to repeat this again. It has to eventually correct itself. It has to eventually correct itself. Okay. So again, just like the Elliott wave, guys, just like the Elliott wave. Now, no, it's not going to look the same all the time. But again, when we push up, the market has to correct itself. All right. Then, hey, when the market's ready, if the market is saying that, hey, this is going to be a bigger move, then, okay, guess what? It's going to surpass this previous high, creating the uptrend or confirming an uptrend, right? It's going to pull back. Again, it just did this large move. Okay. A lot of buyers made a lot of money. It's going to correct itself. Okay, and then guess what? It's going to continue to go back up, all right, if it wants to follow the structure, okay, of an uptrend. All right, so same thing here. But now keep in mind, this is how you begin to dominate, because you know every time the market goes up, guess what? It has to come back down. I'm going to repeat that again. Every time the market goes up, it has to come back down. Now, and it will give you a signal that it will come back down. Okay, so what do you guys see here that indicated the market was ready to turn back around? I'm gonna let you guys see it for a minute, and then I want you guys to type it in the chat. What do you guys see in here that indicated the market was ready to turn back around? Yeah, one says consolidation, okay. One says a dip, okay. One says a trend line break. Okay. So trend line break, I can see what I can see what you're going at. I can see what you're going with. I see someone says consolidation. I see someone says a dip. Okay, so let me show you guys what I see. All right, what I see in this bad boy. Make this blue, and let's go here. All right, I see Make it thick. Market pulled up. Now, in regards to the dip, right? When the market goes up, guess what? It has to come back to the trend line, right? So I'm not concerned with the dip. All right. I know the market has to come back to the trend line. But what I will say, however, Caitlin, one thing that would have caught my eye is look at this massive bearish candle right there. That is a massive one. So my antenna would have went up after seeing that. Because if you look at all of this, you don't see no bearish candle that size, right? So that was sign number one, all right? But that's not going to give me enough energy or enough confirmation for me to enter. Why? Because I know the market has to come back to this trend line. I know the market has to come back to this trend line, all right? So what I see, guys, is again, market came here, market came back up. Okay, then market came back down essentially. So what does this look like to you guys? What pattern does this look like? Yes, there you go. There you go, George. I hope it's not Jorge. If it is Jorge, I apologize. Is it Jorge or is it George? Let me know. If it's Jorge, say yes. If it's George, say yes, yes. I want to make sure I'm not pronouncing it. Okay, it's George. Okay, we're good. So guys, yes, this is your M pattern, or the main nomenclature that is used is essentially your double top. Okay, here's essentially your double top. Now, let's break this down a little bit, okay, in terms of structure. Okay, let's break this down a little bit in terms of structure. Because if you guys recognize this, let's go back here to our ideal Elliott wave. Then I hope you guys can recognize this. All right. So again, what I drew up for you guys, okay, market came up on its third push or third wave. Okay, market came back down, respected the trend line. Okay, market came back up. As you guys can see, it didn't really surpass this previous high by much. That's a signal. Okay, that's a signal. And then guess what ended up happening? Market came down. Okay, now, what is the significance of the trend line? Number one, okay, the trend is your friend. Yes, because the reason why I agree with that statement is because, hey, if the market pushes up and respects this trend, okay, I know I'm in structure. I know this is a strong trend. So whenever the market looks to touch this or is retracing or pulling back to this, okay, I'm looking for a buy signal. This is for an uptrend. Looking for a buy signal. Okay, so boom. All right, we could have caught this trade going up, could have made a lot of money catching this big move. Market came across here again. We see that the market retested what was previously resistance. It became support, and it's on our trend line, looking for a buy signal. Boom. All right, exit out after we see the market wasn't surpassing this previous high. Take profit. That's two good trades right there, guys. That's easily over, 100, 300 pips right there, just off of those two trades. Now, if the market is respecting it, all right, then guess what? The market is just going to continue to the upside. So the market could have did something like this, could have respected it, right? And could have continued on to the upside. All right, so I'm still in an uptrend. That's essentially what it's telling me. But guess what, guys? When I break a strong trend line, and what do I mean by strong? 1, 2, 3 touches. When I break it, guys, this is a signal for a potential reversal. Okay? When a trend line is broken, this is potential for a reversal. Okay. Or for George, you know, someone could say, okay, I want a confirmation that the market is ready to break. Okay, this would essentially be your confirmation. All right, that the market is on its way to reverse because it broke. Okay, it broke the trend line. So let's go back to our scenario, which we were just looking at here. Let's go back to this. All right, let's dissect this a little bit. Let's dissect this a little bit. Now, I'm going to go over what you guys had mentioned previously. All right. One thing that someone mentioned was a dip. Okay. Again, I'm not worried about the dip because I know if the market comes up here, it has to come back to this trend line. Okay. But again, what I did notice is this huge bearish candle. Right. That's an indicator right there. Right? I'm going to look for, that's a confirmation. One confirmation that the market is probably ready to reverse or ready for a sale. But to what degree, I don't know. You know, you could have entered right here, would have caused some drawdown, could have took some pips right here, right? But I want to know if the market's going to come back down to here. That's just an indicator for me, okay? One thing that someone else mentioned was a trend line break. This here, I would not call a trend line break, okay? Now, remember, guys, whenever we're looking at trend lines or whenever we're looking at zones or reversal zones, remember, it's an area. Okay, so you have to give the market some breathing room. Okay, now, let me draw you an example. Okay, let's say, okay, my market is doing something like this. All right, let me draw my trend line there. And go back to my arrow. Now I'm going to show you guys what to be careful about. Let's say the market went there. Okay. Guys, for me, this is not a significant trend line break. Okay. This is not a significant trend line break. All right. The market could easily, just because it's an area, think of it as an area, guys. All right. The market can easily just turn back around and do that. Okay. And it's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, again, I know we typically draw the trend lines as a line. Okay. But I want you guys to be cautious of, okay, if something breaks right here, you know, it's not telling me much. But let's say, again, we're going to go with this example up here. If the market creates an impulse through like that, where it breaks through like that, then yeah, okay, that's my indicator that the market is definitely ready to essentially reverse off of this trend line. You guys understand that? Okay, so there's a difference when you have a slight correction that, you know, extends slightly beyond the trend and comes back up versus it breaking through like an impulse is bearish through a bearish impulse through the trend line. Do you guys get that? If you guys understand the difference between these two setups here, put a 1 in the chat for me. Okay, if you guys understand that, put a 1 in the chat, all right? I want to see something break through the trend line, like with an impulse, instead of it just tiptoeing around. Because with a tiptoeing, this means this right here tells me, guys, that the market is still correcting. You know, there's no impulse. You know, this is all indecisiveness to me. This is choppy. This is choppy. Okay. So again, guys, let's dissect this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to dissect this a little bit. All right, so market came up here. Oh, wow, this right here is a nice hammer. That's a reversal candle right there. If you guys haven't seen one right here, this little thing right here that looks like a doji, that's a reversal candle. That's a hammer. Then you have this huge bearish engulfing candle. All right, but again, these are indicators, right? That's indicator 1, indicator 2. Market's going to potentially reverse. Market comes down here. Market retraces up. Now, what happens again? All right, I'm going to dissect this to see if the market is really ready for a reversal. So again, we pretty much retest these highs, but it doesn't retouch this high. Market gives me another bearish engulfing candle, comes back down. Now, this is what I mean by, guys, by again, I am not considering this here as a trend line break. It's pretty much just riding the bottom portion of this trend line. But what I will consider a trend line break is this. Boom. Look at that. That right there is impulse. This right here is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish candles, impulse, breaking through this trend line. You guys see that? So this is the difference for me. Okay. And then what typically happens, okay, is that the market will extend beyond as far as it wants to extend. It'll give you a slight pullback near the area. I'm using my words carefully, guys. Get my rectangle. Near the area where the market previously broke the trend. Okay? Or either you can simply say it'll retest my minor support and resistance. So for instance, let's go zoom in a little bit. Let me delete these arrows. I'm gonna delete this. Delete this. All right, here we go. Market comes up here. Again, we're looking at this double top formation. Market comes back to here. It reverses, comes up, and then it breaks through. Okay. Market then retraces back up, and guess what? It retests this previous minor zone here that was used as support. It retested it as resistance, and then it just continued on its way down. Okay. So guys, we really got a lot out of this one trade. Okay, Doug, I see a question. So if we are watching for a trend break in real time, should we look for consecutive bearish candles? Doug, it could be just one big, I almost cursed. It could be just one big candle. Okay, if I was to look at these candles, let's say on my 1 hour chart, oh shoot, it's gonna go all the way back to where I was. All right, it's gonna be too late. I won't be able to find it very, very fast. All right, but Doug, if I was to go on, you know, if this right here came over here, this one big candle was you know, encompassing all of these ones here, that would have been good enough for me. Typically, what I look to for impulse is, okay, this is at, I like to look at the size of the candle, you know, how many pips. So for instance, this one big candle here is at like 53. This next one here is at 21. That's a 30 pip candle. Okay, that's a one candle, 30 pips. That's impulse to me. All right, we was to measure this one. All right, we're at 74.16 to 73.65. This right here is a 50 pip candle, right? So 30 pips ain't too far from 50, right? When you're looking at just one candle, that right there is one candle right here would have been good enough for me. Okay, Doug? So again, I look at the size of the candle. You know, if this was all small candles, you know, yeah, then I would want to look at the whole move. But if you got one major candle, yeah, that would have been fine for me. Now, again, that's just my personal preference. Okay. So again, guys, let's just look at our ideal case. All right. Let's look at our ideal case once more. If I can find it. Here we go. All right. So recall, guys, again, we have an Elliott wave. Let's go over the basics once more. We have our first push and then a pullback. These two data points right here, I'm going to connect, and I'm just going to extend my trend line, you know, as far as I want to go. You know, you may just even extend it here. You see the market continues to push up. You then start to see it correct itself. Okay, let me extend this trend line, you know, still connecting my first two data points. I want to see as the market begins to pull back, whether or not it's going to respect this trend line. Okay. All right, then for you guys that want to trade off of the trend lines, always remember you want to look for another confirmation. You know, what do I mean by that? So for instance, right here, my rectangle, this area here, my gray area is my critical zones. Market came down. This is a critical zone. I'm going to look for a reversal. Okay, the market could have easily gave me something like, you know, a double bottom, you know, before going up. Okay, up here, you know, the market could have gave me, you know, something like here, like a butterfly pattern, you know, and then would have given me a buying opportunity, you know, indicating a buy. And on top of that, this is another critical zone, right? Use that support. All right, I could have caught my second push. All right, take profit whenever you feel like it, or either keep the trade running, and then boom. All right, could have caught my third push, enter buy, take profit, or either let the trade run. Market comes back here again. I want to know if my market's going to respect this. I see that what was previously resistance was broken. I'm going to see if it's going to use it as support, right? It does. Okay, again, market could have given me, let's say it could have given me like a flag pattern or a consolidation pattern. Okay, where the market was trapped in here for a while. Okay, and then it just broke out. It just broke out of the consolidation zone there. Broke out. You see that it became a double top. Market didn't exceed this previous high. Take profit. I want to see what the market's going to do here. Does it turn up or does it impulsively break through? We get a complete breakthrough. Now I want to find a pullback to enter a sell opportunity. All right, I want to look for a sell opportunity, and guess what? If you look from the left to the right, look left to right. All right, let us just extend this zone across. You guys can see this same minor zone, all right, is where the pullback happened, and then boom, you could have entered a sell off of here, catching the reversal all the way back down. Now again, how far does the market reverse? Typically, all right, Dow's theory says that the market will typically reverse after 3 pushes. All right, that's your ideal structure. It'll retrace to 50% of the overall structure. So what I did, I just took my fib, started from my bottom, I extended it out, okay, from bottom to the very top. As you guys can see, if I'm going to look for a sale, okay, I'm going to set my take profit right here at the 50% mark. Okay. All right. So guys, we pretty much covered a lot on today. All right. If you guys were able to get some value out of this, please just let me know. Let me know by putting a 2 in the chat. All right. If you guys got some value out of this thing on today. Woo! We grinded today. That was a lot. Man, I need to pat myself on the back a little bit. Pat myself on the back. Do you have other videos that show how to set your support zones? Yes, George. If you find me on YouTube, just type in my name, nothing fancy. I just started recording my sessions like I'm recording this one now. Where is my channel? Where's my channel? Is it coming here? No. Let me see if I go here. My channel. All right, George, if you click here, buddy, you have the major and minor zones that I went over. Let me see if I click on this here. I'm going to hit pause. I can share it. Let me see here. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. I'm just gonna paste it in the chat. Paste that in the chat for you right there, George. All right. So yeah. So I will continue to record my sessions. All right. And guys, we will continue to do this every single Monday. All right. So guys, this is the deal. All right. For us, I have a lot of people that may be beginners on this call. Someone may have never entered a trade before. But I don't want that to stop you guys from continuously coming. I know this is on very basics. My job or my goal is to just continue to have you guys motivated, and you guys have another avenue, another resource other than your upline or someone who may have brought you in into this amazing company called IML, iMarkets Live. You guys should have another resource to come and ask questions on. We're going to always go over basics. All right. I may add in, a little advanced stuff. As you guys see, we did, looked at a harmonic pattern, just letting you guys know that those do exist and other patterns, so to speak. So guys, there will be a lot of nuggets that will be offered and given out. So I hope you guys have been able to enjoy it. So again, guys, continue to invite your friends. There may be somebody that don't know anything about Forex at all whatsoever. They don't know anything about investing, but yet you seen some value. You got value out of this one today, so I'm pretty sure your friends will also be able to get value out of this as well. So again, guys, my job is just to come here and help everybody that's willing to receive the support, receive the nuggets, and I hope you guys are able to get some good information out on today. So again, spread the word. Every Monday night, same time. I start promptly. As you guys know, I'm dedicated to this. I'm dedicated to you all. All right. Every Monday night, guys, we will be getting it grinding. All right. Next week, you guys never know. I may pull up the harmonic scanner. We may take some live trades. I believe we took a live trade on NZD USD, NZD JPY about 3 weeks ago off the harmonic scanner, and they both hit profit. I believe it was like plus 60 pips on one, plus 30 pips on another. So, guys, we will definitely be utilizing the products. We just launched the IML Teacup and Gold Cup. So, yeah, guys, this webinar, this time frame, guys, is going to be the time where we also, utilize all the products that we have. So, yeah, like I said, come every Monday night, guys, we're going to grind it out. All right, so with that, guys, peace, good night or good morning, depending on where you guys are across the world. All right, love you guys. Have a good one.